There are moments when words reveal what someone's heart is too shy to admit. Women often use subtle phrases to express their interest, crafting them with care so they don't come off as too obvious. These phrases, when decoded, show she's secretly into you. Stoics, with their keen understanding of human behavior, mastered the art of interpreting subtle cues. In this episode, we'll uncover 7 phrases women say when they secretly like you, breaking down the psychology behind each one. Stay with me until the end, because every phrase will give you insights into her feelings and how you can respond effectively. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your story in the comments. Let's get started. Chapter 1. What are you up to this weekend? This seemingly casual question carries far more weight than it might initially appear. It's not just an innocent inquiry about your schedule, it's her subtle way of gauging your availability and, more importantly, signaling her interest in spending time with you. By framing the question in such a low-pressure manner, she avoids appearing too forward while leaving the door open for you to suggest plans. For women, phrasing matters. Questions like this are often designed to test the waters. It's her way of expressing interest without putting herself in a vulnerable position. If you've ever felt uncertain about whether someone likes you, this is one of those moments where her intentions peek through the surface. It's a soft but deliberate move to create an opportunity for connection. From a Stoic perspective, this question embodies the principle of intentionality. The Stoics believed that meaningful relationships were built on purposeful actions. Her inquiry is exactly that, a deliberate step toward fostering a closer bond. While it may seem spontaneous, it's likely been carefully considered. This is her way of nudging the interaction toward something more personal, hoping you'll take the initiative to turn her curiosity into shared time together. The timing and context of this question are equally telling. If she asks this out of the blue or during a light-hearted conversation, it's a strong indication that you've been on her mind. She might have been waiting for the right moment to ask, gauging your mood or looking for a natural segue into the topic. On the other hand, if she asks it as part of a deeper conversation, it could be her way of steering things toward an invitation without explicitly stating it. Your response to her question is pivotal. If you're interested, don't hesitate to seize the opportunity. A confident reply like, "I'm free Saturday, want to grab coffee or check out the new movie," that demonstrates that you've picked up on her hint and are eager to make plans. Decisiveness here is key. It shows that you're not only paying attention, but also willing to take the lead, which is often an attractive quality. Pay attention to her reaction as well. If she lights up at your suggestion or eagerly agrees, it's a clear sign that she was hoping for this outcome. On the flip side, if she seems hesitant or vague in her response, she might still be testing the waters, unsure of your interest. Either way, your willingness to engage with her question thoughtfully can encourage her to open up further. This question also reveals her desire to share her free time with you. Weekends, often reserved for relaxation or personal pursuits, are valuable. By asking about your plans, she's signaling that she wants to be part of how you spend that time. This reflects a growing sense of attachment and a desire to integrate you into her personal life. If you're not sure how to respond, even a playful or light-hearted reply can work wonders. For instance, you could say, "Not much planned yet, got any suggestions?" This keeps the conversation open while subtly inviting her to take the next step. It also shows that you value her input and are open to her ideas, further encouraging her to express her interest. From a psychological standpoint, this type of question taps into the idea of proximity. She's attempting to create a sense of closeness by exploring whether your schedules align. If she frequently asks about your plans or seems especially curious about your availability, it's a strong indicator that she's trying to find ways to spend more time with you. In group settings, this question becomes even more significant. If she singles you out to ask about your weekend, it's a clear sign that her interest is directed at you specifically, not just idle curiosity. By focusing her attention on you, she's making an effort to establish a personal connection, even in a social environment. For Stoics, recognizing the intentions behind actions was essential for understanding relationships. By acknowledging the thoughtfulness behind her question and responding with intentionality, you're demonstrating that you value her effort and are willing to meet her halfway. This aligns with Stoic principles of mutual respect and deliberate engagement, laying the groundwork for a stronger connection. Lastly, consider the potential follow-up. If she responds to your plans with enthusiasm or even disappointment if you're busy, it's a clear signal of her interest. Use this as an opportunity to suggest alternative plans. For example, you might say, "I'm swamped this weekend, but how about we plan something for next week?" This shows that you're interested in spending time with her, even if your schedule doesn't allow it immediately. Ultimately, "What are you up to this weekend?" is far more than a casual question. It's an opening, an invitation, and a subtle test all rolled into one. By responding thoughtfully and confidently, you can turn this simple inquiry into a stepping stone toward a deeper connection. Recognizing the intention behind her words and matching her interest with your own will help solidify the bond you're building together. Chapter 2. You always make me smile. When a woman says, "You always make me smile," she's offering more than a casual compliment. It's a glimpse into the emotional connection she feels with you. This phrase reveals that your presence and interactions have a unique ability to brighten her day. Whether it's your humor, kindness, or the comfort you provide, she's subtly letting you know that you hold a special place in her life. The power of this phrase lies in its simplicity. She's not just talking about a single moment of joy, but about a pattern she's noticed, one where you consistently bring positivity to her life. It's her way of saying, "You make things better just by being you." This sentiment often comes with other cues, like a radiant smile, a playful tone, or a moment of lingering eye contact, all of which hint at a deeper emotional connection. For the Stoics, joy was seen as a reflection of harmony, a sign of alignment between individuals. Bringing happiness to someone else was not just an act of kindness, but also a demonstration of shared values and mutual respect. When she tells you that you make her smile, it's her way of acknowledging this harmony and the positive emotional space you've created together. This phrase often appears in casual moments, but carries significant weight. It might come after a joke, a thoughtful comment, or even during a comfortable silence. No matter the context, it signals that your presence uplifts her. She's associating you with happiness, which is a cornerstone of attraction and emotional connection. If you want to strengthen this bond, how you respond to this phrase matters. Reciprocating her energy shows that you value the connection she's acknowledging. A simple, heartfelt response like, "It's easy to make you smile, you've got such a great energy yourself," not only returns the compliment, but also reinforces the positive feedback loop. This creates an atmosphere of mutual appreciation where both of you feel valued and seen. Pay attention to the subtleties when she says this. Does she lean in slightly? Does her tone soften, or do her eyes light up? These non-verbal cues often reveal more about her feelings than the words themselves. If she's displaying open, welcoming body language while saying it, it's a strong indication that she's comfortable with you and possibly interested in deepening your connection. Stoics value the act of uplifting others, recognizing that small gestures of positivity could ripple outward, strengthening bonds and fostering emotional intimacy. By making her smile, you're not just brightening her day, you're building a foundation for a relationship rooted in joy and mutual respect. Her acknowledgement of this is a signal for you to continue nurturing this dynamic. In group settings, this phrase becomes even more telling. If she singles you out by saying, "You always make me smile," it's a deliberate choice to highlight the unique impact you have on her. This can be her way of distinguishing you from others, subtly showing that your connection feels different, more personal, more meaningful. Don't underestimate the role humor plays here. Humor has long been recognized as a tool for building rapport and trust. When she associates you with laughter and happiness, it's a sign that she feels safe and at ease with you. This emotional comfort is a critical building block for deeper relationships, something the Stoics also valued as essential for harmony and connection. However, it's not just humor that elicits this response. It can also be your attentiveness, your kindness, or the way you make her feel heard and appreciated. Each time you interact in a way that resonates with her, you're reinforcing this positive association. Over time, these moments build a lasting impression, making her more likely to seek out your presence. If you want to deepen the connection further, don't let the moment pass without building on it. You could gently tease her with, "Well, that's my secret mission," to keep you smiling, or transition into a more meaningful conversation about what makes her happy. This keeps the energy light and playful while showing you're interested in understanding her on a deeper level. In a broader sense, her saying, "You always make me smile," is an invitation. She's inviting you to recognize the unique role you play in her life and to consider the possibilities that come with it. Whether it's the start of a romantic connection or the deepening of an existing bond, this phrase is a doorway to something more. Ultimately, this simple declaration reflects a complex interplay of emotions. It speaks to her admiration for you, her enjoyment of your company, and her desire to continue building on the connection you share. By acknowledging it and responding thoughtfully, you can turn this moment of shared joy into a stepping stone toward a deeper and more meaningful relationship. Chapter 3. I've never told anybody this, but... When she begins a sentence with, "I've never told anybody this, but," she's inviting you into a deeply personal moment. This isn't just small talk or casual conversation, it's an act of trust and vulnerability, reserved for someone she feels a strong emotional connection with. By sharing something she hasn't revealed to others, she's signaling that she views you as someone special, someone she can trust with her inner thoughts and experiences. This phrase is powerful because it carries layers of meaning. On the surface, it's about sharing a story, a feeling, or a secret. But at its core, it's about connection. Vulnerability is a deliberate act, and choosing to be open with you suggests she feels safe in your presence. She's peeling back a layer of her personality, giving you a glimpse into her world that most people don't see. The Stoics believed that trust is the cornerstone of meaningful relationships. They emphasized the importance of creating bonds built on sincerity and understanding. When she shares her inner truths, she's not just speaking words, she's offering you a piece of herself. For her, this is likely a test of emotional safety, a way of gauging how you'll respond and whether you'll respect what she's shared. Your reaction in this moment can either strengthen or weaken the bond she's trying to build with you. This level of openness often comes with an emotional charge. She might tell you about a childhood memory, a dream she's never spoken about, a fear she's carried silently, or even a past mistake she's learned from. Whatever it is, she's choosing you as the person to bear witness to this part of her life. It's her way of saying, "I trust you to see the real me." For someone to make this choice, it means you've already earned her admiration and respect on a deeper level. Pay close attention to the context and tone of her confession. If she's sharing something in a quiet, reflective moment, she's likely seeking emotional intimacy. If it's during a light-hearted conversation, she might be testing how you'll handle a shift in the dynamic. Either way, the act of sharing is her attempt to draw closer to you, creating a space where emotional walls are lowered and mutual understanding can flourish. Responding to this kind of vulnerability requires care and attentiveness. The Stoics taught that true strength lies in emotional balance and the ability to empathize with others. Your response should reflect this wisdom. Be a supportive listener, give her your full attention, maintain eye contact, and show through your body language that you're present in the moment. Resist the urge to interrupt or steer the conversation back to yourself. Instead, Let her lead and express herself fully. Acknowledging her courage in opening up can also help deepen your connection. A simple, heartfelt statement like, "Thank you for sharing that with me. It means a lot that you trust me," can go a long way in affirming her choice to be vulnerable with you. If appropriate, you might share something personal about yourself in return, creating a reciprocal exchange of trust and openness. Another way to show support is by offering reassurance. If her confession involves a struggle, fear, or regret, respond with empathy. Phrases like, "That must have been really hard for you," or "I admire your strength in dealing with that," can validate her feelings and strengthen the bond you're building. The key is to make her feel understood and appreciated, not judged or dismissed. Moments like these also provide an opportunity to explore the depth of your compatibility. By opening up, she's inviting you into her emotional world. Your willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue shows that you value the connection and see her as more than just an acquaintance or casual friend. These exchanges lay the groundwork for a relationship that's built on mutual respect and understanding, something the Stoics considered essential for true intimacy. It's worth noting that this phrase often signals more than trust. It can also reflect budding romantic feelings. Sharing something deeply personal is her way of fostering emotional closeness, which is a critical component of attraction. If she continues to confide in you over time, it's a strong indication that she sees you as someone she wants to build a deeper connection with. If her confession reveals something challenging or vulnerable, don't underestimate the significance of your response. A thoughtful, supportive reaction will not only reassure her, but also encourage her to open up more in the future. Conversely, dismissiveness or indifference could make her hesitant to share again, potentially creating distance in your relationship. Finally, remember that vulnerability is a gift. When someone says, "I've never told anybody this," but they're giving you access to a part of themselves that they've kept hidden. Recognize the value of the gift and treat it with care. Whether or not you realize it, this moment can become a defining one in your relationship, shaping the level of trust and intimacy between you for years to come. Chapter 4. I wish I could find someone like you. When she says, "I wish I could find someone like you," it may sound like a general observation, but don't be fooled. This is more than just a casual compliment. Beneath the surface, she's expressing admiration for your qualities and subtly hinting that you might already be the person she's looking for. This phrase is a way of testing the waters, giving you an opportunity to catch her drift without risking direct vulnerability. Stoics believed in recognizing value and intention, and her words reflect exactly that. This isn't a statement she would make lightly. It means she's taken the time to observe who you are, your character, your actions, and how you carry yourself. By saying she wishes to find someone like you, she's essentially saying you embody traits she deeply admires and desires in a partner. But instead of stating it outright, she's wrapping her message in a layer of plausible deniability, leaving you to connect the dots. Pay close attention to the tone and context when she says this. Is it during a heart-to-heart conversation? Or maybe after you've done something that highlights your best qualities? For example, if she says it after you've helped her solve a problem or shown kindness, she's likely expressing more than just gratitude. She's acknowledging that these actions resonate with her on a deeper level. This statement can also serve as a subtle test. She might be observing your reaction to gauge whether you're interested in her or if you're the type of person who recognizes your own value. The Stoics emphasized self-awareness, and how you respond can either build her confidence or leave her unsure of your feelings. To respond effectively, choose a tone that matches her energy. A playful and confident reply can be disarming and encouraging, such as saying, "Someone like me? I don't know, sounds like you've already found him." This keeps the mood light while also signaling that you're aware of her hint and might be open to exploring the connection further. If she responds with laughter or blushing, it's a strong indication that she meant exactly what you think she did. Alternatively, If the moment feels more sincere and introspective, you can respond with equal authenticity. A thoughtful reply, like, "That means a lot to me, thank you." It's always nice to feel appreciated, shows that you value her admiration without putting too much pressure on the moment. This approach creates a safe space for her to open up even more. This phrase also provides an opportunity to shift the conversation toward a deeper connection. If she's expressing admiration for your qualities, it's a natural segue to discuss shared values, life goals, or the kind of relationships you both aspire to have. For example, you could say, "What qualities are most important to you in someone?" This allows her to articulate what she values while also reinforcing that you're interested in meaningful dialogue, a hallmark of Stoic relationships. It's also worth noting that this statement reveals her mindset about relationships. She's not just complimenting you, she's reflecting on what she wants in a partner. By recognizing that, you can show her you're attuned to her needs and aspirations. This kind of emotional intelligence strengthens the connection and positions you as someone who understands her on a deeper level. If she repeats this sentiment over time or brings it up in different ways, it's a strong signal that she's drawn to you but might be unsure about how to express her feelings more directly. In such cases, don't shy away from gently escalating the conversation. For instance, you might say, "You deserve someone amazing who truly appreciates you." What if that person's already closer than you think? This shifts the dynamic toward exploring the possibility of a relationship while still leaving room for her to feel comfortable. The Stoics often taught the importance of mutual respect and intentionality in relationships, and this situation is no different. Her statement is an opening for you to demonstrate your own values and attentiveness. Whether through humor, sincerity, or curiosity, your response should reflect that you see her as more than just someone who admires you, you see her as someone worth investing in as well. Finally, remember that her statement is as much about timing as it is about meaning. If she said this during a moment of vulnerability, it's a clear indicator that she's comfortable with you and trusts you. Respect that trust by responding thoughtfully, whether through light-hearted banter or a genuine expression of gratitude. Either way, her words are an invitation to deepen your bond, and how you respond can lay the foundation for something even greater. Chapter 5. Do you think I look good in this? When she asks, "Do you think I look good in this?" it might seem like a simple question about her outfit or appearance, but it's layered with deeper meaning. This isn't just about fashion, it's a way for her to gauge your attraction to her and to seek your approval. By asking this, she's inviting you to see her in a favorable light, subtly revealing her desire to know how you perceive her. The Stoics believed in the power of perception and the intentionality behind actions. Her question isn't random, it's a carefully chosen moment where she's letting down her guard to invite your opinion. She values your perspective, and by asking, she's seeking validation from someone she admires. This act reflects her vulnerability, especially if it's accompanied by a hint of nervousness, like blushing, fidgeting, or avoiding prolonged eye contact. These physical cues often reveal how much she cares about your response. This phrase is also a strategic way of testing your attentiveness. She's looking to see if you notice the effort she's put into her appearance. Whether it's a new dress, a different hairstyle, or a subtle touch of makeup, her question is an indirect way of saying, "Did you notice me?" If you've picked up on these details, your response will mean even more to her. When you reply, sincerity is key. Empty compliments can be spotted a mile away and might even come across as dismissive. Instead, focus on specifics that show you're genuinely paying attention. Say something like, "That dress looks amazing, it really suits your style," or "I love how that color makes your eyes stand out." These thoughtful remarks demonstrate that you see her as more than just attractive, you see her unique qualities and appreciate the effort she's put in. This interaction is also a chance to build a stronger connection. Compliments, when given sincerely, boost her confidence and foster a sense of closeness. They create a positive feedback loop, making her feel valued and understood, which is likely to deepen her interest in you. The Stoics often emphasized the importance of building relationships through meaningful actions and words. In this case, your thoughtful response is an action that speaks volumes. If she frequently asks for your opinion on her appearance, it's a strong sign that your approval holds significant weight in her eyes. This behavior goes beyond casual curiosity and indicates that she's invested in how you perceive her. It's her way of subtly saying, "I care about what you think because I care about you." Additionally, this moment offers a window into her personality and emotional state. If she's shy or hesitant while asking, it might mean she's not used to seeking validation, but feels comfortable enough with you to do so. On the other hand, if she's confident and playful, it could be her way of flirting and drawing you into a deeper connection. Either way, her question is a bridge to better understanding her feelings toward you. It's important to respond in a way that matches the tone of her question. If she's playful, feel free to tease her gently before giving a genuine compliment. For instance, you could say, I don't know. I might need a second opinion," followed by a smile and a sincere remark. This playful back and forth adds an element of fun and keeps the interaction light while still letting her know you're impressed. On a deeper level, her question could also reflect a broader emotional need to feel appreciated and noticed. Modern life can make people feel overlooked, even by those they care about. By taking her question seriously and responding thoughtfully, you're not just boosting her confidence in the moment, you're also showing her that you value her as an individual. Finally, consider the context in which she asks this question. If she's wearing something casual or trying out a new look and still seeks your input, it's a sign that your opinion matters to her regardless of the setting. This shows that her interest isn't just about making a good impression for one specific occasion, it's about consistently earning your admiration and attention. The Stoics taught us to appreciate the subtleties of human interaction and to respond with mindfulness and integrity. Her question, though seemingly simple, is an invitation to connect on a deeper level. When she asks, "Do you think I look good in this?" she's offering you a chance to strengthen your bond and show that you see her for who she truly is. By answering with authenticity and warmth, you're not just validating her efforts, you're reinforcing the meaningful connection she's seeking with you. Chapter 6, We should do this again sometime. When she says, "We should do this again sometime," it's more than just a polite remark, it's a deliberate hint that she enjoyed spending time with you and is hoping for more. While the words might seem casual, their meaning is anything but. This phrase serves as her way of leaving the door open for future interactions without coming across as too forward. It's a soft yet significant gesture, signaling that you've made a positive impression and she wants to build on it. The Stoics emphasized the importance of cherishing and nurturing meaningful experiences. When she expresses a desire to repeat your time together, she's not just talking about the activity itself. Whether you were out for coffee, sharing a meal, or simply having a deep conversation, what she's really valuing is the connection she felt during that time. Her comment is a subtle acknowledgement that your presence adds something unique and fulfilling to her life. How you respond to this statement is crucial. Instead of brushing it off or giving a vague reply, use it as an opportunity to show confidence and interest. A response like, "I'd love to, how about next weekend?" transforms her open-ended suggestion into a concrete plan. This not only shows that you're paying attention to her cues, but also conveys that you're equally invested in continuing the connection. Sometimes, this phrase is paired with playful or enthusiastic body language, like a smile, a laugh, or even a light touch on your arm. Pay attention to these nonverbal signals, they often amplify the sincerity behind her words. If she leans in or maintains eye contact while saying it, she's likely trying to gauge your reaction and see if you're on the same page. When she says this in the context of a group setting, It might mean she's subtly singling you out as someone she'd like to spend more time with, even if she doesn't say it explicitly. For example, if you were at a party or an event, and she turns to you specifically with this comment, it's a strong sign that she's hoping for more one-on-one time in the future. This phrase also reflects a level of vulnerability. By suggesting a future interaction, she's putting herself out there in a way that's safe but still meaningful. It's her way of testing the waters to see if you're equally interested. Stoics believed in acting with intention, and her comment embodies this principle. It's not just a throwaway line, but a carefully chosen expression of interest. To deepen the connection, take the initiative to propose something you know she'll enjoy. If you've learned about her interests or hobbies, use that knowledge to plan something thoughtful. For example, if she mentioned loving art, suggest visiting a local gallery or attending a creative workshop together. This shows that you're not just interested in spending time with her, but also in creating meaningful experiences tailored to her personality. On the other hand, if you miss or downplay the significance of her statement, it might discourage her from making similar overtures in the future. Stoicism teaches us to be present and mindful of the opportunities life presents. Recognizing her subtle invitation and responding with enthusiasm ensures that the connection doesn't fizzle out due to lack of reciprocation. A use of this phrase also hints at her level of comfort with you. If she didn't enjoy your time together or feel a connection, she likely wouldn't go out of her way to suggest a repeat meeting. Even if her tone is light-hearted, her words carry weight. It's a sign that she sees potential in your relationship and is hoping to explore it further. Lastly, think about how you can reinforce the positive feelings she had during your time together. When planning the next interaction, try to replicate or build on the aspects she seemed to enjoy most. If you were having a great conversation, suggest another setting where you can talk without distractions. If you were sharing a fun activity, propose something similar, but with a twist to keep things fresh and engaging. By acknowledging and acting on her suggestion, you're not just agreeing to spend more time together, you're actively fostering a relationship built on mutual appreciation and shared experiences. As the Stoics might say, life is fleeting and moments of connection are precious. When someone opens the door to creating more of these moments, step through with confidence and gratitude. It's in these small but significant gestures that lasting bonds are formed. Chapter 7, I was thinking about you the other day. When she says, I was thinking about you the other day, it's more than a casual remark, it's an open door to her inner thoughts. This simple statement reveals that you've left an impression, one strong enough to linger even when you're not around. Often, she'll follow this with a specific story or memory, like, I saw something that reminded me of you, or I heard this song and thought of you. These details serve as breadcrumbs, leading you into the deeper, more personal aspects of her life. The Stoics placed immense value on mindfulness and presence, and her comment is a modern reflection of this ancient wisdom. It's her way of showing that her mind isn't just wandering aimlessly, it's intentionally connecting moments in her day to thoughts of you. In essence, you've become someone whose presence isn't limited to physical proximity, but extends into her mental and emotional space. This phrase often comes wrapped in a tone of casual curiosity, but don't let that fool you. There's nothing casual about being someone's recurring thought. She's taking a step toward vulnerability by letting you know she's been thinking about you, and it's likely she's hoping you'll reciprocate. To respond effectively, show genuine curiosity. Ask her what reminded her of you and why. For instance, if she says a song made her think of you, delve deeper, what about the song brought me to mind? This not only keeps the conversation flowing, but also shows her that you're paying attention to the small details she's sharing. You can also take the opportunity to share a similar story or moment. For example, funny you say that, just the other day I saw something that reminded me of you too. This mirroring response builds a sense of mutual connection, reinforcing that the bond between you isn't one-sided. Her willingness to share these thoughts reflects a significant emotional investment. She wants you to know that you've carved out a space in her world, even when you're not physically present. Whether it's a nostalgic memory, a shared joke, or even something as simple as your favorite coffee order, these connections act as emotional anchors, tying her experiences to thoughts of you. Stoics believe that what occupies our mind shapes our reality, and her admission is a perfect example. By sharing her thoughts, she's not just informing you of her feelings, she's actively shaping the reality of your relationship. This is her way of saying, "You matter to me," without using those exact words. In group settings, watch how she integrates you into her conversations. Does she bring up stories that involve you? Does she reference something you said in the past or highlight a shared memory? These are all subtle extensions of the same idea. You're on her mind more than you might realize. It's important to respond with warmth and enthusiasm. If you brush off her comment or don't show interest, it might discourage her from opening up again. Instead, lean into the moment. By acknowledging her thoughtfulness, you're encouraging her to share more of herself with you, deepening your emotional connection. Beyond the words, pay attention to her body language when she says this. Is she smiling, tilting her head, or leaning in? These physical cues amplify the meaning behind her words, showing that she's not just speaking out of obligation but genuinely wants to connect with you on a deeper level. Remember, this isn't just about decoding her feelings, it's also about how you respond and nurture the connection she's offering. The next time someone says they were thinking about you, take it as an invitation to step into their world. Engage, reciprocate, and let the conversation flow naturally. By doing so, you're not only acknowledging her feelings, but also solidifying the foundation of a bond that could grow into something truly meaningful. And in the words of the Stoics, cherish these moments of connection. They are the threads that weave the fabric of lasting relationships. The phrases women use often carry hidden meanings, revealing their feelings in subtle yet profound ways. By understanding and responding to these cues, you can foster deeper connections and navigate relationships with greater confidence, just as the Stoics mastered the art of human interaction. If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Which phrase have you heard before? Let me know your story. See you in the next episode.